Next presentation from Ms. Anju Abraham. She is PhD research scholar, belongs to the Department of Agriculture Extension and Rural Sociology, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore. Currently, she is doing her research on urban agriculture for nutritional security and environmental sustainability, and her research work has been awarded with centrally administered doctoral fellowship by Indian Council of Social Science Research, ICSSR. Ms. Anju is much interested in analyzing the current issues to discover the major research gap and hoping to embark on a career in research. Her primary field of research areas include developmental policy making, nutritional security, environmental planning, and sustainability with respect to climate change, natural resources management, innovations, and adoption of high-tech agriculture practices. Today, Ms. Anju Abraham going to present on assessing the information-seeking behavior of urban farmers to design on integrated extension model. Yes, Ms. Anju, you can proceed with your presentation. Yeah.
You're not audible. Can you just speak?
Yeah, Anju, we are hearing. You can talk little mic. You can keep little nearby. Yeah.
Okay. Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, only mic you can keep nearby or volume you can increase, Anju. Yeah.
Ma'am, you have a dialog box on left or right side of your screen, so you can minimize that and keep it in the corner. It's obstructing the screen. Yes.
Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, only voice you take care, no? Mic nearby you keep it and the volume you can increase fully. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Is it okay? Is it audible?
Fine, go ahead, Anju.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your introduction. Good evening to everyone and all here. So here I'm going to discuss the information seeking behavior of urban farmers, and by that we can develop an integrated extension model so that we can reduce the gap between the farmer and the extension system. So as we all know, India is one of the fastest growing economy in the world, and according to the 20 fastest growing cities in the world will be 2019 to 2035. And also, it is population statistics shows that in 2011 it was 31% of the population living in cities, but now in 2019 it has increased to 34.5%, and in 2050 it will be nearly two-thirds of the population. So even though economic urbanization is considering as an economic indicator, but it's an alarming issue also because it's creating some socio-spatial hierarchy, like inequalities in income or difficulty in access towards the resource constraint resources, or maybe even in difficulty in getting the basic amenities for living also. So this urbanization can make some difficulties in issues in environmental health issues or in economic fields also. So as a result of this urban city growth or urbanization, definitely, of course, we had issue of land availability because the demand for land has been increased and its price has been increased, and the people are considering land as an investment also. So they had a problem of non-availability of land, and also as the increased industrialization has attracted the rural youth towards the city. So that again it's added to the problem of unavailability of land. In the same way, we had changes in the agriculture sector also, especially in rural area, because of these climate issues or market fluctuations, variations, etc. Farmers started to shift their cropping patterns from food crops to cash crops, especially when coming to the Kerala, like rubber or any other coconut or any other cashew nut like that. So these entire factors contributed to make a gap in supply and demand for the food, especially for urban areas, because usually the urban entity entirely they will depend on the rural community for their food purposes, and this gap made non-availability for the nutritious foods and the higher price also, because especially for these vegetables, fruits and all. And these two factors, this non-availability and higher price of the nutritional food, contributed to made a double burden like issue, because we have both malnutrition issues and both like obesity issues also, especially in coming to the urban dwellers. So this is the situation we are facing now in urban areas. So we have to find a solution for this, and I think urban agriculture, it's a concept which can contribute something to us, something as a like a solution for this problem. But when we hear the word about urban agriculture, it's not just growing 2 or 3 crops in a grow bag or a pot. Actually, it's a complex term which includes growing crops, maybe rearing livestock, and also it's harvesting, post-harvesting management, then it's storing. Of course, it includes the selling or marketing of the surplus quantity. So it's an entire term which includes all these activities. And I know that when it's coming to the urban areas, we have the major issues, like the major issue is the resource constraint, especially for space. But now we have so many technological innovations like aquaponic system, hydroponic system, vertical farming system. So we can rebuild the cultivation practices just from cultivating in a direct soil to this kind of technological innovations practices. So this is the time we have to think about the nutritional security, and we have to think about not only the food availability but also the food quality also. But the concept of urban, it's not just a term that's related to nutritional security. It's also a wider concept. It connects the society to environment also, because definitely it's going to support the biodiversity, and it will improve our habitat microclimate, and it will improve our air quality, and it will reduce the waste by managing the waste as a compost for the farming activities. And it will provide some therapeutic effects to participants also, because it's giving a platform for the social gatherings, and it will increase the communication between the participants, and it will reduce their stress, etc. So it's having some therapeutic benefits also. Other than that, it provides some economic benefits, especially for women, because I would say even though they are not getting some profit from the farming activities, but at least they could reduce their budget share for food from their family budget. So it's a saving actually. So this is the solution, and this was the situation, and now we have a solution. So now a farmer, if an urban dweller farmer, he is ready to do some farming activities, the very basic input he needs is information, I would say. As we all know, the land, labor, capital, these are all the basic inputs in the economic view. But first, he needs some information, because how to use the land, how we can use the investment, how we can use the labor. So any information which will be easy for which will be helpful for the farmer to take a right decision about maybe choosing a variety or crop protection practices or cultural practices, etc. So any information which can be verbal or non-verbal, or maybe virtual or printed. Of course, nowadays social media platforms and internet are there. So anything related to agriculture can be considered as an agricultural information. So based on this agricultural information, we have to analyze the concept into sources. What are all the sources he is using for gathering the information, and what are all the information needs he wants to know about the practices. So the information needs can vary from cultural activity, crop protection activities, or crop production activities, or how to sell, how he can sell his products, And the sources can also vary from printed to internet, because nowadays most of the farmers or anyone for information, everyone is depending on internet only. It's an easily accessible resource. So this can be varied from printed to virtual sources. So, so I have selected this as my research program. So I have selected Calicut district of Kerala as for my research study. In Calicut district, it has only a single corporation. I have selected that corporation, and I have interviewed the participants by using an interview schedule. And for analyzing the information seeking behavior, I have used the index finding method. So coming to the results and discussion part, first we have to check the socio-demographic characteristics of the respondent. See here, this age, then occupational activity, graduation, both are relevant. We can relate these three characteristics, because 3/4 of the respondents belongs to old age category. That means they were more than 45 years old. Then more than half, nearly half of the respondents were doing retired. They were retired, and plus they are doing the agricultural activities. And half of the respondents had graduation as the education status. Of course, Kerala is #1 state in education quality. So actually, even though they were doing some farming activities while they were working, but after their retirement, they have so much time actually. So for thoughtful activities like farming. So these are all connected. And also when coming to the cultivation practices, nature of cultivation practices, more than half of them are purely using organic methods only. But I would say these 32.8% were using both organic and inorganic, but they believe that they are following organic, because most of them, half of them don't know that what is pure organic methods or which is inorganic method. They said me like that they are following organic only, but I found some pesticide and all in their house. So I would say we have to concentrate on this kind of activities also. Then the information need of the farmers. I have selected some basic information need, and I have developed the information need index. Based on that, the pest and disease management came first. As I said earlier, most of them are using home remedies or organic methods only, because they are using for their own consumption or for sharing to their fellow farmers, neighbors, family, etc. So because of this using home remedies and all, they have so much of issues, the pest management, disease issues, pest issues, but they don't know which is a pest or a pest attack, or whether it is a disease attack, whether it is a micronutrient deficiency, whether it is a climate change, problem. So we have to give more concentration of this kind of information, I think, because at least they have to find out, they should be able to differentiate between this kind of problems. Then only we can go for better management activities. Then second came the work to purchase the input, that too especially for seed, because even though they are ready to purchase from state farms or the varieties released by the university and all, but they will think and they will discuss and they will ask someone, and only that discussion will go on. And when sowing come, finally it will end up in a into tailor shop, and they will go for some hybrid seed variety. So we have to give much importance to this area also. If we are giving more information about the access towards the input, especially for seed, it will be easy for them. Then third and fourth are marketing of produce and improved cultural practices. These improved cultural practices, basically they don't know, even most of them don't know how to mix the potting mixture in a grow bag. Actually, they need basic scientific orientation from the basic level also. And same for the marketing also. Even though they are cultivating for their own purpose, definitely they have some surplus quantity, but it's not for the not in a quantity for regular selling. So they are giving for someone for without any pricing. So I think if we are providing some coordinated marketing platform or something like that, or local storage system, something like that, it will be easy for them to think about a profit-oriented marketing system also. Then cultural practice is also the same. We have to give scientific orientation. Then comes to the advocacy, this kind of access to credit facilities, animal husbandry management, and etc. The next is information sources. I have selected so many information sources and developed the information source use index. In that, first came the farmer society and plus. Because most of the residence area in city area, it's all about the residence association leader. So the interested farmers will form into a group or a club. And especially in this COVID lockdown period, the state government has been announced a project called Samriddhi. So the interested farmers can form a group and they can do something actively or some farming activities. And the government is giving some subsidy also. So there are so many farmer societies, but they are doing individually only now because the project now only it has been released. So major information source for them. They will discuss themselves and they will take some decision. The next comes the experience. I already said that they are using some vulnerable issues or something like that. So maybe that's why they will use their own experiences for this kind of this pest management and like cow dung application or rice grower application like that. Then third comes the family, friends, and neighbors. Of course, somebody will be there in their family will be doing some farming activities in rural area or somewhere. So they will ask their guidance or their advice for the activities, farming cultivation practices. And of course, there is a role for agricultural officers also. But the problem is the agricultural officers are not able to reach all the farmers actually, because there is the ratio between farmer and the agricultural officer is too high. So they are not able to contact all the farmers. But the farmers are very much interested to trust. Actually, I would say trust the agricultural officers. What they will say, they are ready to accept it also. So we have to give, we can rebuild the public extension system. That will be a possibility for this also. Of course, I thought the internet and other medias will come forward in these information sources, but they said that internet was a information proud platform because they don't know which will be the useful site or which will be the useful on which they can trust the YouTube channel, which will be better, which platform will be better, this Facebook will be. They don't know which information is proper and which information is correct, which is scientifically oriented. That was the major issue for them, so that they are not interested in the internet. And even though one NGO is there called Mira, but also they are not much contacting them for the information. Even though they are getting this kind of information sources, still they are having some constraints. And first came the lack of awareness about the selection of information sources. Like we said, already they have so many information, but they don't know how to select the information for crop protection activities which will be better, for a selection of variety which will be better like that. So they are in a confused state, which source will be better for them. And second came the current information is not specific, because they are saying even though the university also they are providing a package of practice, but it's like general, and the agriculture officers they are giving training, but it's also a training like general topics like cultivation practices or vegetable cultivation or fruits cultivation like that only. But they need specific activities. Most of them are using organic only, so they need organic methods for crop protection like that. Then third comes the inadequate number of extension agents. Of course, they have a problem with the number of agricultural officers, and in Kerala we have AGMA officers. So if it is available, means that definitely it will be easy for them. Then comes the social demographic factor. I thought it's a major factor because age is the problem for them. Most of them are older category only, so they have to depend some other for going to offices or going to dealers, etc. So it's a problem for them. The lack of coordination. There are so many extension agents, AGMA agents, AAO, then life husbandry, veterinary officers, village office. But for getting something, they have to go to every extension agent. So these are all the constraints faced by the farmers for information seeking. So this is the situation. Now we can develop a better integrated extension model by incorporating both public and private and other novel concepts also. First, we have to rebuild the government extension system by providing enough number of agricultural officers, and we have to reduce their clerical work. Then only they can reach the farmers field properly. Then they need specific training program, as I said earlier. Then, as I was discussing with them, they don't know even about the RAVE program and all. So I was thinking, even if we are ready to give the postgraduate student as the subject matter specialist, it will be easy for them. And even if most of them are ready to pay for also, so it will be easy for both students, and it will be easy for them also. And information sources in the form of PPP model, public-private partnership model, because as most of them are willing to pay, so we can easily we can make an Akshaya. Akshaya is the latest success story of Kerala. So we can, in the same way, we can start in a residence association basis or a ward basis, or kiosk also we can set up, because most of them are educated and they know how to use the kiosk and all. In the same way, we can start some novel information platforms like social media platforms or FM in the basis of ward basis or in a city, like then small publications like city letter, because then only they know that how the fellow farmers are doing, how well they are success, how well what are all the methods they are doing, like that. It will be a motivation for other farmers also. And the other part is, the main problem for them was input purchasing and marketing, because they need small quantity of input and they have small quantity for selling also. So we have to coordinate the entire farmers. Then if it make into a single platform, it will be easy for them for getting the inputs and selling for the produce also. We can set up a local store or for them for marketing purposes. So this is the idea I have with the integrated extension model for better information dissemination. So with this study, I would say if you are ready to motivate and guide the farmers, definitely they will think about a profit-oriented farming methods, not just growing 2 or 3 crops in their backyard. And after that, we have to give a scientifically oriented guidance to them. And most of them are educated only, so they are ready to accept the scientific practices. And the results are shows that most of them are using group or family clubs as an information source. So we can promote the group farming methods more. They can take some lease to land, so that they can go for some group farming methods. And we have to give awareness about the novel farming methods like the hydroponic system, aquaponic system, vertical system. They are ready to adopt it. So it will be easy for them if you are giving much awareness and knowledge about it. And I would say there are so many public-private vacant spaces are available in city areas. So and so many interested farmers are there without land for cultivating. So we can coordinate these two, and if we are giving this public-private institution for the farmers, it will be easy for the development of the community garden. During my survey, I saw that one bank is the Veneri Cooperative Bank, and they have property and they gave the land to interested farmers, like 8 to 12 acres of land they have given a lease basis to interested farmers, and its entire area is cultivating vegetables, tapioca, and some other kind of tubers. So it's a very successfully they are doing. So we know much about the urban agriculture if we are concentrating this kind of activities. So I would like to conclude, like I would say, when we are going for a construction of our own house, definitely we will go to a architecture. But I think it's time we have to think about a farming friendly house actually. For that we have to think about the agriculture more than the architecture concept. And of course this COVID-19 lockdown, it was a time we thought about not only about the food quality but also about the food quantity, because we had movement restrictions, and we have to move from first the food has to reach the market, and we should be able to move go to the market for getting the food. So in everyone started to thought about the cultivation of something in our backyard, at least for some needs. So we can improve this their interest into a better farming system, especially in urban area, which can be developed in a sustainable, self-sufficient urban food system, and that can assure not only the food availability but also the food stability also. So these are all the references, and thank you for the listening.
Thank you, Ms. Anju. Very interesting and very good presentation. And it's today across everybody in India, also everybody talks about urban farming, and also many of the places, even cities, everywhere they will try to talk about something terrace farming, terrace garden, or in balcony garden, like that. It is a very quite interesting and timely study. And maybe it is a Calicut is taken, and we also studied, manage also one of the interns studied about the Hyderabad, how it is urban farming is happening, something like that. And mostly in the inside the city, most of the sources are seen in the internet or Facebook or social media related sources are seen. It's a good, your study is very exhaustive, and it's very quite interesting what type of information they really look for. For example, they look for inputs where it is available, even
Yes, sir.
very small area purchasing the seeds or whatever inputs are needed. It's very difficult. Whenever they will ask from private shops, no, they will give very big for cultivation, but not for the putting in the small pot or small area. That's very difficult. Even no, so one interesting startup from Hyderabad. They will ask for somebody want to do anything urban farming or urban household they want to do. They will divide the seeds in small packets. They are sending the courier on startup started. That's quite interesting and very successful, because when they are going for the private input shop, they will provide the full packet of seeds. That one they need to keep for 1 or 2 years. The problem is how to get the very small quantity of the seeds. There is very interesting startups were there. And
Yes, sir.
again, for example,
Yes,
we are hosting few
Yes.
startups incubating, and they are working on vertical farming in the small houses, but it will go small vertical home gardening like that. For example, Bangalore based City Greens, there is a startup, and there is another startup from the Hyderabad also, something Kisan Agri or Kisan Urban Kisan, if I'm right, Urban Kisan like that. No, there are quite number of things are coming. It is not only urban or even semi-urban areas. It has a great scope. Your
Yes.
study is quite interesting, and also I liked the way you put it, the implications and also the conclusion. A lot of very quite interesting. Even many government departments, especially horticulture, other departments they are trying to have a lot of schemes. So today, if you see
Yes,
even
sir.
Telangana and Tamil Nadu, many places, the horticulture department, they are distributing a kit for the farmers, urban farmers and
It's the
urban
same way.
household. Yeah.
It's the same way in Kerala also they are giving. But for getting the subsidy also, it's very hard for them actually. They have to go to Panchayat, they have to go to village office, again they have to go to Krishi Bhavan. So they're just avoiding the subsidy actually. So I would
Yeah,
say it should be in a single platform. At least we have
Okay.
to give a single window system for them, I think. But it would be easy for
Maybe
them.
this one not necessarily we need to give subsidy, because many farmers their own passion they are doing and they want to cultivate, because today last number of WhatsApp videos, whatever we are eating, it is not the food we are eating. We are eating the poison like that.
Yes, sir. But
The
actually,
concern
sir,
about that. Then, yeah.
sir,
Please go ahead.
actually nearby many shopping mall is there actually. So if you are coordinating the marketing of the surplus quantity, means definitely they are ready to take it also. That's the
Okay.
major problem.
Okay.
They don't know how to store it. They don't have any local storage availability. This kind of
Okay.
problem.
Mhm.
So if we are
Okay.
ready to overcome this kind of issue, means I think they can start a profit-oriented activities, not just for self-consumption.
Mhm.
So I think it would be better.
Okay. Okay. It is a very study. Or it is how it is. This is
No, sir, it's my PhD study. Actually, it's ongoing study. Actually, I have
Okay.
selected 2-3 districts. Now
Mhm.
I'm completing. Calicut district I have completed, and again I have 2-3 districts.
Okay. Anyway, it's quite interesting, and it's very needed actually across we are land and water everywhere. It is ringing across the country, and expanding agricultural lands are not possible. And again, urban, semi-urban areas, and also clearly told there's a large number of community or government lands are available across, and those might
Yes,
be
sir, yes, sir.
taken. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's
And
quite
even
interesting.
some,
Yeah.
even some nursing college, some medical college are also giving their vacant spaces for farming
Cultivation.
activities. So many of the institutions are ready to give.
Okay.
We have to coordinate all these things, I think.
Okay. It's a good. Once you complete the study, you may bring some policy briefs or policy for the extension departments. When you circulate widely, it may be much more useful for practitioners to take it in further. Thank you very much for quite interesting presentation. There is one question from Dr. Vijay Kumar. Do you think any scope for livestock except rabbit? Anyway, this is not, maybe you are not answering this one. Anyway, we will see it later. Okay. No, there are something. No, livestock anyway, there is very specific, it is not related to agriculture, your urban farming. Out of 8 constraints, which is one is the most difficult one? This question you can answer, I suppose. Out of the 8 constraints you listed, which is the most, which is the one is the more difficult one for the urban farmers? I think you listed the constraint.
Yes, sir. Selection of
Okay.
sources only. Because
Okay.
now in this situation for pest attack and disease management, they will depend on this input data only. Whatever they are telling, they are using. Then for
Okay.
crop cultivation, selection of crops, and they are depending on fellow farmers for
Okay.
getting the seeds also. So this kind of how they can select the sources for each activity, like crop protection, like that.
Okay.
So they need
Okay.
specific sources for specific activities. So I think that's
Okay.
the major challenges for them.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Anju Abraham, for a
Thank
quite
you, sir.
interesting
Thank you, sir.
presentation. All the best for your PhD work for
Thank you,
completion.
sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.